So welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing amazing. So for today's video, I thought we could do a reading vlog again, and this time going down the route of what I realistically read during the week. I am a corporate girly. I work from 9 a.m. all the way up until 6 p.m. I know I'm really fortunate to be able to work from home 3 days a week. I go into the office, into London 2 days a week. And honestly, the days that I go into the office, I don't read much at all. I would say I read about 50 pages max, because by the time I get home, I'm just absolutely shattered. And like once I've kind of eaten my dinner, got ready for bed, it just eats up so much of the evening. But I also thought this would be a really good video to make, because sometimes, I feel like I have fallen down this trap before, but sometimes on social media, you feel like you're not reading enough. There's people that are reading like 200, 300 pages a day, and reading is a hobby. So it doesn't matter how many pages you're reading a day. You know, you could read 10, 100, you could even read one. It's a hobby and it's to be enjoyed. So it's just kind of a reminder to say you don't need to fall into that trap of pushing yourself to read a certain amount of pages a day. I don't know if anyone actually does that, but you know, we all have other responsibilities, we all have other things going on, and sometimes life just takes over. So I just thought it would be quite fun to let you know what I realistically read during the week. So it is Monday, and as you can tell, I have been working from home today. I haven't actually read during my lunch break, which I normally do. So we're starting off fresh. I've read 0 pages so far. I currently have 3 books on the go, so I'm spoilt for choice here. But my first book, we have got Deep End by Hazelwood. If you watched my previous vlog, you will know how I'm feeling about this. So I'm actually going to take a little break from this one, I think, and come back to it. My second book that I'm reading is The Coworker by Frieda McFadden. I actually started this a little while ago, but then I done my previous reading vlog, so it got pushed out to the side. And then I've also started reading my third book, which I'll talk to you about in a bit. So this one just got like pushed to the sidelines a little bit. I think I will try and finish this one this week. So this one will make an appearance in this vlog. Am I enjoying it at the moment? I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it, but I'm not hating it. I'm just, seems a bit silly. And the repetitiveness of turtles in this book, it's doing my head in. I can't lie, it's absolutely doing my head in. Our FMC Natalie, she is making really stupid decisions to the point where I'm like, I can't root for you. Like, I don't really care what happens to you, because you're being extremely dumb. But it's an easy read. This is actually kind of like my first Frieda McFadden outside of the Housemaid series. This is a contender for this week. And then the next book that I'm reading is The Chain by Adrian McKinty. Now, this is our sister buddy read, and if you have like family members that read and you're all like reading together, please do a buddy read, because it is so much fun. Now, this book, I have faults. Not exactly great ones. I'm teetering on a 3-star at the moment, but that is only because it is making me really laugh. This book is not supposed to make you laugh, but things are happening that is so silly that you can't help but laugh. And for that reason, I would not recommend this at all so far. Again, is it an easy read? Yes, the chapters are quite short, easy writing, but the actual contents inside is just so silly, in my opinion. So the plot of this book is someone has kidnapped your child, and the only way for you to get your child back is if you then kidnap another child, and the chain just goes on and on and on. This started off so well, like all 3 of us, so there's 3 sisters doing this buddy read, and I tell you, the group chat has just been so hilarious. We do nitpick quite a lot, so if there's plot holes, we really do see them. Same with like movies. If something silly happens, we're like the first to pick it up. We have that mindset. there is so many plot holes in this, but it did start off good and we were really hooked and we was thinking, oh my God, this is so great. And then just it turned really sour. Like, so many plot holes. It was really slow. We were going around in circles and circles and circles. I expected this to be really jam-packed full of action. It's not. It's quite slow. And the writing, it is okay writing, but some stuff is so funny. Like, the dialogue in this book, it wouldn't happen, especially if you're in that situation where your child has been kidnapped. It's not very realistic to me. So I'm currently on chapter 51, page 270. So we're quite far into the book, but I will have to read this one because my sister is now on chapter 60. So I feel like this is going to be my book of choice today. I'm not sure I'm looking forward to it. It's actually quite sad because I currently have 3 books on the go and all 3 of them at the moment are going to be a 3-star or less. How sad is that? That's really unfortunate, but needs must. Like I say, I don't DNF books. I like to carry on the whole way through to stand with my decision of not liking it. But the only good thing about this one is this is making me laugh. Like, there are some funny things happening in here. Let's go read The Chain. Currently 10 p.m. and for some odd reason I'm feeling absolutely shattered. I'm not even sure why, because obviously it was a work from home day today, but I think I'm going to call it a night for my reading. I did manage to read a good chunk of The Chain, so I started on page 270 and I have finished on page 322. So I managed to read 52 pages today, so that's not too bad. We are, I think, getting to a juicy stage of this book. I think we're now finding out like who's in charge of the operation. I don't know. We still have 60 pages left, so I'm praying that there's some sort of like massive turn of the century, because if this is how it's going to end, I'm not impressed really. I don't know. I'm not overly keen on the storytelling in this book. Yeah, I'm going to be extremely happy when this one's done. I think I will finish this by the end of this week. I reckon maybe by Thursday, potentially even Wednesday. I think my sisters and I are all kind of getting to the end of our tether with this one. It's so sad because this is actually kind of like the first sister buddy read that we've done, and the fact that it started on such a low, I guess we can look at the positives, and if we do another buddy read, then it's bound to be better than this. I was about to say it's not that bad. It is quite bad. I feel like I'm trying to find the positives because I never like to be like wholly negative about a book because someone has put their time, their effort, their love into it, but whew, I don't know. Not for me. I am actually in the office tomorrow, so I don't think I'll be coming back on until after I'm home. I might actually just do a check-in to see how much I've read tomorrow, because I feel like it's going to be a bit hectic. So I'm also in the office on Wednesday, so back-to-back days. So I don't know how much I'm going to film, but we shall see. Hello. It is now the next day. Actually, it's now the next evening because it's currently 9:45, and I thought I would come in and do a little check-in with you because I've done my reading for the night. Yeah, I finished this book. I don't know why I'm smiling because, I didn't really enjoy this book. I think I'm going to sleep on it, but I think I'm going to rate this a 2.5. In my head, I'm thinking, is that a bit harsh? Should I rate it a 3? But I actually think a 2.5 is justifiable. It was just started off so well, but then it just got so silly. And the thing is, I think the premise of it is obviously like your child gets kidnapped and you have to kidnap somebody else's child to get your child released. It sounds really like exciting for a plot, and like I feel like that's something that could happen to you in real life. So I had really high hopes. But then the further we got on into the story, it just felt a little bit childlike. The dialogue in this book, sometimes I thought it was a children's book. It was so bad. The dialogue made it 10 times like worse. Some things were happening in this book, and the way they respond to things, it's just ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it is a thriller book, so it's not really a spoiler because some things are going to happen. But for example, someone got hit over the head. He wakes up from being unconscious and says, "Ow, my head, you hit me in the noggin real good." Something along those lines. But it was like, seriously? You would not say that from coming at consciousness. I don't know. It was just so strange. The ending, so underwhelming. The kind of like resolution to it all, so underwhelming. And actually, the more I'm talking to you about it, the more I'm like, actually, I think this is a 2.5. Could this be my second worst book of the year? Potentially. But it did make me laugh. But obviously it didn't make me laugh for the right reasons, because this is not supposed to be a comedy book. I don't think any point in this book you're supposed to laugh, but I laughed quite a bit. So yeah, I have actually finished The Train by Adrian McKinty. Thank God. But how many pages did I read today? I did actually make a note. Let's see. Today I have read 71. I don't think I'm going to do any more reading because I'm so shattered. I think for tomorrow we're going to carry on reading The Coworker by Frieda McFadden. Again, that is resting on a 3 at the moment. I've not been having great luck actually, am I, with books? But hey, that is the process of reading, right? Not every book can be a favourite, and unfortunately I've just found a few that are not for me. But at least I know, the way that I look at it is I've learnt something from it. So like, I definitely will not be picking up another Adrian McKinty book. That feels really harsh because I do like to say I like to give authors a second chance, but this was quite bad, to the point where I'm like, I'm not sure that I'm going to do that. Same with Lee Child. I read the first Jack Reacher book. I could not stand it. I could not stand Jack Reacher, and I'm not sure I'm ready to read another one of his books. I do actually have another one in the series that I bought before reading the first in the Jack Reacher series, and I regret it so hard right now, but one day I'll get to it. Sorry, I've just had a little bit of a waffle there, but yeah, that's my plan. It is now Wednesday. It is currently 8 p.m. and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I've done my reading for the night. But I have read a little bit of The Coworker. I've read 24 pages today. Not massive, but hey ho, this is the whole point of this week, isn't it? It's to show you a realistic reading week. And when I come back from the office, I'm just too shattered to even think about reading. I read a bit now and I just found myself not actually taking in the words, and I would have to like read over the paragraph again. So I just thought, you know what, let's just call it a night and just head to bed and just get an early night. And then hopefully I'll be able to do a massive chunk of reading tomorrow, because I'm hopefully working from home. So tomorrow's looking a bit more promising. I will do a total pages read at the end of this week and we can sum it up and see how we done. The Coworker. So I don't know if I've spoken about this yet. I'm not entirely loving it. The synopsis, very briefly. So we have got Dawn, and she works at Vic's, and she's fairly new, I believe, to the company, but there's something not quite right with her. She's a little bit out of the ordinary and she doesn't really get on with her co-workers, and co-workers don't want to talk to her. A lot of her co-workers think she's a bit of an oddball. And then we've got Natalie, who is Dawn's co-worker, hint hint, and she is like the popular sales girl. She's really pretty. Everyone gets on with her. So, you know, kind of two polar opposites. Anyway, one day Natalie comes into the office and she realises that Dawn is not at her desk. And the thing is about Dawn is she is a stickler for timings, for rules. So she's always at her desk at a particular time. And this day, she's not there. So Natalie thinks, something's not right. So something happens to Dawn and we are just trying to find out why it's happened to Dawn, who has done it to Dawn, you know, just going through that motions. And yeah, I have thoughts at the moment. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give anything away, but it's not my favourite book in the world. It's just a bit repetitive. I'm sure a lot of people know, but there is an animal that gets brought up, I think, on every single page. And I know they need to portray Dawn as a little bit, you know, out of the ordinary, not very normal. I'm just a little bit over it. I'm so over it. I'm not really caring about what the outcome is. I'm not invested in the characters at the moment. I don't like Natalie, who I think we're basically in the point of view of Natalie and then Dawn. So there is kind of mixed media in here in the sense of emails, but the emails that are being sent, they are like 5 pages long. I don't know what you've got to say in an email that is that long, but yeah, I'm just not overly keen at the moment, but I mean I will finish it. I'm currently on chapter 32, page 189, so I feel like I've got about 150 pages left, so quite a bit. But Natalie, she's making some really stupid decisions and I'm finding it hard to root for her. I'm finding it hard to like sympathise with her. I just don't know why in thrillers, or the thrillers that I've been reading lately, that the main characters make stupid decisions. Like, I don't know, but we're going to call it a night here. I will catch up with you tomorrow. It is now Thursday. I'm currently in my lunch break, so I'm hoping to get some more reading done. I have done a quick little calculation and I have 170 pages left to read of The Coworker. Now, in theory, as I'm working from home, this should be doable. I'm going to try and read as much as I can. The sun is actually shining today. I don't know if you can tell by how the light is hitting the side of my face. It is such a glorious day. I would actually love to finish this one. Like I said, I'm not really invested in it. It seems a bit silly. I think the thing that I've gathered with Frieda McFadden from other people, obviously I want to make my own opinions, but she has really far-fetched endings. And I don't really know where this is going to go, but the only route I can think of is something far-fetched. Not much has actually happened in this book at the moment. And I feel like she's going to have to pull something extremely far-fetched out to like grab my attention. I don't know. It's just a bit plain, a little bit boring. I mean, I thought I would enjoy this because obviously I do have a corporate job and I know it's a bit different. I don't go in there trying to not get on with my co-workers, but like I thought I could resonate with it a little bit, but I ain't really. Natalie just seems like a bully. She's not a very nice person and yeah, I'm just not connecting with the characters, I think. Let's see how much we can read in our lunch break. After work. It's currently around like 6:15. I managed to read 47 pages in my lunch, which I actually think is pretty good going. I read for about 45 minutes. I just feel like it's not gripping enough. Like, I'm not caring about anything. Like, nothing's actually happening. Well, things are happening plot-wise, but I just feel like there's nothing exciting happening plot-wise. You know, you kind of know where this book is going in terms of, like, I don't want to say twist, but like how things are progressing within the storyline. You kind of knew that that's how it would progress. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not like for a thriller, and like for Frieda, obviously I've not read much of her work. I feel like a lot of thriller girlies do like Frieda. I don't know where I'm personally going to fall in what camp, because I'm not exactly loving this. And I feel like obviously The Housemaid had such a massive buzz around it that I'm not sure that I can count that, because obviously I did enjoy, well, I can count that, that's silly, but I did enjoy The Housemaid. I didn't enjoy The Housemaid's Secret that much. Like, I feel like at the moment it's kind of like a one-stop shop in how her stories play out. Like, I have a theory on like where this is going, but then I mean, like, it's a thriller, so what else? Like, you kind of know the standard formulas for thrillers, I guess. Let's see if I do finish this today. I think I've got around about 120 pages left. So I finished The Coworker. I think I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. Now, I think again, I'm gonna repeat that I've not actually read many Frieda books, but there was a lot of similarities to The Housemaid in terms of like the format and the structure of the book. But there is kind of a part 1 and a part 2, and part 2 is obviously where things start to unravel and you start to learn things. 2 of the twists I got really early on. Like, really early on. I was thinking, okay, I bet this happens and I bet that happens. I got it straight away. There was some other twists that I didn't get, but I wouldn't say it necessarily added to like any shocked factor to me. Like, I was just reading it and I was like, oh, okay. I think the thing is with Frieda characters, which affects my reading experience, is I'm not connected really to any of the characters. I feel like character development is not a thing in Frieda books. I just don't really feel or connect with them, which makes it hard for me to like want the book to go in a certain direction and therefore feel passionate about it, if that makes sense. And then the very ending, like the very last chapter, I weren't impressed. I feel like it was supposed to be like a jaw-dropping moment, but it, in my opinion, it just wasn't. It just wasn't. But was it an easy read? Yes. There was short chapters. There was some longer chapters, but it was quite short chapters, which made it easier to read. It wasn't like offensive to read. Like, I wasn't just like rolling my eyes or getting annoyed at things. Like, it was just an okay read, like middle of the road. That's why I'm going to rate it 3 stars. Would I recommend this book? Not necessarily. It's called The Coworker. I would have liked a bit more office environment or office politics, or like, it is in there a little bit, But maybe because I'm a corporate girly, I just wanted that little bit more. Like earlier in the year, I read I Hope This Finds You Well by, I believe, Natalie Sue. That was a 4.5 star, and that hit like corporate life perfectly. It isn't a thriller, but I just wanted something more along those lines. And obviously when you have a title called The Coworker with a high heel on the front, I just kind of assumed it would be like corporate lifestyle. And it was in there, just not as much as I liked. This is my second book that I finished this week. So actually, I'm doing pretty well. So the only book I have left that I'm currently reading is Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. And if you watched my previous vlog of Spicy Reads, you will know how I'm feeling. But if you didn't, then I'm not feeling too great. But I think I am going to try and read that tomorrow. I think that's the sensible thing to do. I'm going to head to bed for tonight. In total, I did note it down. How many pages did I read? I read 169 pages today, and I think that's pretty good. I actually feel like that's one of my best days in a very long time. So exactly, thank you, Frieda, for, giving me one of my best reading days. This is what I mean. Like, I just feel like maybe the plot and the writing are nothing to write home about, but you still will enjoy it while you're reading it. It's quite a strange feeling, really. And I feel like that's going to be the theme for Frieda for me. I'm not sure she's going to be like my ride or die author. Like, I know for some people they absolutely love her and they will pick up her new upcoming books at like the first opportunity, but not sure that's for me. I will catch up with you tomorrow. Hello, we have finally made it to Friday and the sun is absolutely shining. We have blue skies out there, like a little bit of clouds, but it looks so glorious and it still looks a bit windy. Like this looks like a perfect like autumn day, but I am working from home, which is always lovely. It's currently coming up to my lunch break. Normally I like to read during my lunch breaks, but I think today I might try and do some filming for TikTok. I've not done any filming at all. I do like to kind of bulk film. So I might do that in my lunch break today. And then after work, so around 6 p.m, then I'm going to start reading. I have decided to carry on with Deep End. Maybe this is why I've decided to record TikToks in my lunch break, because I just can't face Deep End right now. I'm sorry. No. Positive vibes, I just need to get my spicy hat on and just deal with it. So I'm going to currently go on to my lunch break now, and then I'm assuming I will catch up with you when I'm finished work for the week. Is now Friday evening. It's the last check-in for this reading vlog, and I did actually pick up Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, and I managed to read 46 pages. That's all I'm going to read tonight because I just can't get into this book. I'm currently 260 pages in, and I'm finding it so boring. The plot of Scarlett and her diving career is going around in circles with no resolution. Like, it's actually getting quite repetitive and boring now. Like, I don't care about her diving career because we're getting no resolutions to it. As much as I want to say the emotional connection is there between Scarlett and Lucas, I think it is lightly there. It's just not as much as what I would want, I think. So put all that together, it's just not a book for me. I'm not vibing with it. I'm finding it very boring. and I'm struggling to read on. I am one of those people that are really, really stupid and does not DNF books. I like to read the full book just in case anything does change. I mean, who knows? Like, I could fall in love with this in the next 200 pages. It's very unlikely, but I just like to give a book a full chance. But I think even after this, even if this does turn out to be a 5-star read, I do not think Ali Hazelwood is for me. And that's okay. That is okay. On that note, as I said, I did read 46 pages today. So the total amount that I read for this week is 362 pages. Now, I do have that on my calculator. I'm not a math genius whatsoever. But 362 pages for a working week, I think that's pretty damn good. I think that's really good. I think we had a really good Thursday and that pulled it way back up. I think we read 169 pages on Thursday, which that's pretty good going. But if it weren't for that day, I reckon I would average about 250, which again is absolutely fine. That's how much I read in a working week. And this is just a reminder to say there is no set target for reading. You don't need to read a certain amount of pages, certain amount of chapters. You read for your enjoyment, whether that will be 1 page or 100 pages. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you got to the end and found yourself enjoying this vlog, it would mean the world to me if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you did want to comment, then I would love to know, do you have a corporate job? How much do you read during your kind of working week? Have you read any of the books that have been mentioned in this video? What did you think of them? And also, what are you currently reading? But once again, thank you so much, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye.